has come and gone away from Paris or Rome, but I wanna go home. Maybe surrounded by a million people, I still feel all alone. Just wanna go home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Endzone to Endzone. Thanksgiving week, Thanksgiving edition of Endzone to Endzone. Everybody will want to be going home on this Thanksgiving, so I thought it would be appropriate. YouTube will bust me for copyright, but it's a little Michael Bubble there, Michael Bublé. Welcome to the Thanksgiving edition of Endzone to Endzone. I am your ugly ass host, Ryan Neff. Let's get into it here because I know everybody will be watching a Monday Night Football game. Hopefully, I'll be doing a show next Sunday. But let's recap week number 12. It all started off on Thursday with the Browns beating the Steelers in a shock. Really, the Steelers just looked unprepared. I know George Pickens, the diva that he is because he's a receiver, blamed it on the refs and the weather. You know, shut it up, just shut up, shut up, shut it up, just shut up, shut up. Whatever, dude. But look, Cleveland did what it needed to do to win. They wanted it more. Steelers got full of themselves after beating Baltimore, Cincinnati, and the likes. Russell Wilson was 21 to 28, 270, a touchdown, no picks. Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, each with 40 yards rushing. Calvin Austin III, 3 catches, 78 yards and a touch. Patrick Queen, leading tackler at 7. Jameis Winston was 18 to 27, 219, no touchdowns, a pick. Nick Chubb, 20 carries, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy, a message to you, Jeudy. 6 catches, 85 yards. Grant Delpit was their leading tackler. We go to the team stats. Cleveland turned it over 3 times, ladies and gentlemen, to Pittsburgh's 1, and Cleveland still won the game. Pittsburgh held the ball for 35 minutes. Everything pointed to Pittsburgh winning this game, but Cleveland was also 1 of 10 on third down. The Pittsburgh Steelers were 7 of 16. Cleveland just made a big play more than what Pittsburgh did. I mean, Cleveland was handing the game to Pittsburgh. You win the turnover battle. You win the time of possession. You win third downs. Cleveland was 4 of 4 on fourth down. Pittsburgh just 1 of 3. But look, Browns 3 and 8 overall. Steelers are 8 and 3 overall. It opens the door for Baltimore to get back in the division race. Where do the Steelers turn from here? I'm not sure. You still need to pound the rock if you're Pittsburgh. Russell Wilson did not play all that bad. And for Cleveland, they just need to get back to running the rock. But, I mean, it's a big win for Cleveland. Pittsburgh, it's a bad loss. So there you have it. Going on to the next game here. The Vikings held on to beat the Bears. Vikings did everything to lose the game. The Vikings win in overtime 30 to 27. Then you make your field goal. Minnesota's defense stepped up in overtime. Sam Darnold was 22 of 34, 330, 2 touchdowns. More importantly, no picks. Aaron Jones, 22 carries, 106 and a touchdown. Jordan Addison with the big day, 8 catches, 162 yards and a touch. TJ Hawkinson, welcome back, 7 catches, 114. Justin Jefferson had 2 catches for 27 yards. Harrison Smith with 11 total tackles for the Bears. The Bears. Caleb Williams was 32 of 47, 340 yards and 2 touchdowns. But collectively, the The Chicago rushing game, 22 carries, 78 yards. DJ Moore and Keenan Allen, each with a touchdown, a reception apiece. Kevin Byard III, your leading tackler. Well-played game, exciting game. Basically even throughout. But again, winning teams win, losing teams lose. Vikings now 9-2 overall. The Bears are 4-7. Bears are fading. Eventually, are the Vikings a good 9-2? I don't know. I just know the Bears need more pieces. In the previous game, of the Pittsburgh game, Russell Wilson was sacked 4 times. But the Vikings are trying to keep pace with the Lions, and the Bears are hanging on by a thread, but at least they're battling. The Lions beat the Colts 24-6. Kind of a pedestrian game all around. Kind of boring if you watched it. The Lions were up 14-6 at the half, and then their defense took over in the second, shutting the Colts out. Jared Goff was 26-36, 269, no touchdowns, no picks. Jahmyr Gibbs, 21 carries, 90 yards, 2 touchdowns. Montgomery also had a rushing touchdown. Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown each had 60 yards receiving apiece. Jake Campbell, you were a leading tackler with 9 total tackles. For the Colts, Anthony Richardson, 11-28, 172, no touchdowns, no picks. Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson led the way with 10 carries for 61 yards. Jonathan Taylor with only 11 carries for 35 yards. Michael Pittman Jr., 6 catches, 96 yards. Nick Cross, Zaire Franklin, and E.J. Speed each had 10-plus tackles apiece. We go to the team stats. A clean game. Neither team turned the ball over. But on third down, the Lions were 9-15. The Colts were 3-12. That's all you need to know. Detroit controlled the clock 37 minutes to 23 minutes. When you're converting on 9-15 and the Colts only converting on 3-12, there's your sign. So the Colts are 5-7 overall, but still in the thick of potential wild card. They're only 2 games back of Houston in the AFC South. Lions 10-1 overall. A game up on the Vikings, 2 games up on the Packers. The Dolphins, with their 3rd win in a row, beating New England Patriots. It was 24-0 after the second period. Miami scored 24 points. But again, the game was not close. For New England, Drake May was 22-37, 222 touchdowns and a pick. Neither team could run the football really well. Collectively, New England, 21 carries, 86 yards. Demario Douglas, 5 catches, 62 yards. Marcus Jones and Jelani Tavai, each with 8 total tackles apiece. For the Dolphins, Tua had himself a day, 29-40, 317, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Miami couldn't rush the football either, 24 carries collectively for 65 yards. Jalen Waddle with the big day, 8 catches, 144 and a touch. Jonnu Smith continues his impressive tight end play, 9 catches, 87 yards and a touch. And Devin Achane had 2 receiving touchdowns. Jordan Brooks, your leading tackler for Miami, with 9. Drake May was sacked 4 times. Again, Miami with the 24 points in the second period. Both teams not all that good on third downs. New England had 10 penalties for 75 yards. Miami had 3 penalties. And Miami just made big plays. That's the difference in the game. You're up 24-0 at the half, and then you cruise to the 34-15 victory. Miami with 3 wins in a row. They are now 5-6 overall. Patriots 3-9 overall. Just trying to play out the season, really. Hopefully they'll be competitive. They look Miami was 2-6. They've won 3 in a row. They're 5-6. Defense is playing better. Offense is clicking. Who knows with the Dolphins? They're right back in the thick of it in the wild card. So Miami's sort of hitting their stride here as we roll into Thanksgiving week. The Buccaneers beat up on the hapless Giants 30-7. Tommy DeVito did not provide a spark. Giants just looked horrendous. That was a bludgeoning. Baker Mayfield was 24-30, 294, touchdown, no picks. Bucky Irving, Rashad White, Baker Mayfield, and Sean Tucker each had a rushing touchdown. Bucky with the 12 carries for 87 yards. Mike Evans, 5 catches, 68 yards in his return, which really helps them. Christian Isian with 10 total tackles. For New York, Tommy DeVito, didn't play bad. 21-31, 189, no touchdowns, no picks. But they could not run the football worth a damn. 20 carries, 76 yards collectively. Tommy DeVito was sacked 4 times. Baker Mayfield, 0. Malik Neighbors, 6 carries, 64 yards. He went on his rant afterward. Poor me, I'm not getting the ball. You have to ask the head coach. Keep that shit in the house, man. Again, if reporters ask you, why you're not getting the ball, I don't know. I'll have to talk to coach. Divas, entitled. Divas, why am I not getting ball? Woe is me. Shut up. Tyler Nubin, 12 total tackles. Micah McFadden, 11 total tackles. We go to the team stats. Again, Tampa Bay just made big plays. Turnovers equaled out. They were both penalized 4 times. The red zone, Tampa Bay was 4 of 5. New York was 1 of 3. And again, New York got outrushed 2-1. So New York's 2-9 overall. Just everything's imploding. Just blow it up. Buccaneers 5-6. Only a game back of the Falcons. And with Mike Evans back, huge for the Buccaneers down the stretch if he can just stay healthy. The Cowboys in the wacky game over the Commanders. They beat them 34-26. They snapped their, 5-game slide? If anybody watched the end of that game, just befuddled. It's Dallas goes up. Washington makes a little bit of a comeback. Turpin with that kick return put Dallas back up. Then Jaden Daniels with just a routine throw to Terry McLaurin, and then Dallas forgot how to tackle, forgot how to play defense. McLaurin runs it the whole way. Then the Commanders line up for an onside kick. Austin Seibert missed the extra point, by the way. And then they try an onside kick. And then Washington forgets that, okay, it went 10 yards. Dallas has the ball, but just let's let them run it back for a touchdown. Hence the 34-26 score. Cooper Rush for Dallas was 24-32, played well, 247, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Rico Dowdell, 19 carries, 86 yards. CeeDee Lamb, 10 catches, 67 yards. Josh Butler, 12 total tackles. Washington, Jaden Daniels, 25 of 38, 275, 2 touchdowns, but he did throw the 2 picks. He was also the leading rusher, which is not good, 7 for 74 and a touchdown. Terry McLaurin, if it wouldn't have been for that long touchdown pass, it would have been a pedestrian day. With 5 catches, 102 and a touchdown. Bobby Wagner and Frank Louvu, 8 total touchdowns apiece. Jaden Daniels was sacked 4 times. Again, Cowboys just made more big plays than the Commanders did. Washington turned it over 3 times, which didn't help. They were also penalized 8 times for 78 yards. They outrushed Dallas, but you're turning it over 3 times. Dallas controlled the clock. Commanders now 7-5. They've lost 3 in a row. The first taste of adversity for Jaden Daniels now and Dan Quinn with the 3-game losing streak. Because now you're in danger of possibly falling out of a wild card. So now because you fall, it's just like in golf, you have come back to the field. Cowboys 4-7, mathematically still alive. Realistically, the Cowboys would have to go 6-0 down the stretch. That's not going to happen. But big win for the Cowboys. Commanders, where are they going to turn? We'll see. 9:52 left in the first. The Ravens and the Chargers are still tied 0-0. My Kansas City Chiefs. Shame on you for struggling with the Panthers. Kudos to Carolina for giving them their best shot. Chiefs walk away with a 30-27 victory on a late second field goal. Patrick Mahomes, good day, 27 of 37, 269, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Kareem Hunt was 16 carries for 68 yards, but Mahomes had 5 carries for 60 yards, some of them big. Noah Gray, your leading receiver for Kansas City, 4 catches, 66 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's the other tight end. Well, I don't know why they don't utilize him more. Najee Johnson with 8 total tackles. Mahomes was sacked 5 times, which is not good. It means their offensive line is not playing up to par. Patrick said he wants more blowouts. Chiefs are 10-1, but it's an iffy 10-1. Carolina, Bryce Young was 21 of 35, 263, a touchdown, no picks. Chuba Hubbard, 16 carries, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Although collectively, Kansas City's defense they held them to under 100 yards rushing. It was the passing game where Kansas City was a little bit susceptible. David Moore, 6 catches, 81 yards, and a touch. Josie Jewell, 9 total tackles. Again, Kansas City made the play when they needed it. It was a penalty fest. Kansas City was penalized 10 times, 90 yards. Carolina 9 times, 53 yards. It was ugly. It was fugly. And, Panthers 3-8. More competitive, though. The Chiefs now 10-1. So the Chiefs they don't get something right quick. Even if they get home field advantage in the playoffs, they just don't look all that great. Titans beat the Panthers 32-27 in a kind of a shocker. Tennessee came to play. Tennessee was up at the half. It was back and forth in the second half, and then the Texans sort of made a push. But the Titans hold on for the victory. Will Levis was 18-24, 278, 2 touchdowns, a pick. Tony Pollard continues to do good things. 24 carries, 119 and a touch. Calvin Ridley, 5 catches, 93 yards. Kenneth Murray, 7 total tackles. C.J. Stroud kind of struggling here the last month. He was 20 of 33, 247, 2 touchdowns, but threw 2 picks. The running game was non-existent. That's where Tennessee shut them down. Only 17 carries for 40 yards collectively. Nico Collins, 5 catches, 92 yards and a touch. Azeez Al-Shahir, 8 total tackles. Ladies and gentlemen, Will Levis was sacked 8 times. C.J. Stroud, 4. Houston's offensive line was less than stellar. Tennessee turned it over 3 times. Houston turned it over twice. Houston was penalized 11 friggin' times for 81 yards. And really, it was just the fact that the Titans made more plays than the Texans did. And the fact that, again, Houston only ran it for 40 yards. Tennessee ran it for 132. And look, Texans are 7-5. I think at one point they were 5-2. So they're 2-3 their last 5. Houston really needs to clean up some stuff, especially on that offensive line, or C.J. Stroud's going to get killed. The Titans 3-8, competitive. They have a stellar defense. Offense is less to be desired, but they're 3-8. If they just get some momentum, I don't know, maybe go 4-4 the rest of the way. Or I'm sorry, 4-2 the rest of the way. At least it's respectability. The Chargers, ladies and gentlemen, have taken the lead on the Ravens 7-0. That's still in the first. The Broncos beat the Raiders, the hapless Raiders, who, with Tom Brady as the part owner, I think Antonio Pierce is finished. I mean, the Raiders were actually up at the half, and then the Broncos defense took over in the second. Bo Nix was 25 of 42, 273, 2 touchdowns, no picks. Denver collectively and Vegas collectively could not run the football. Denver 22 carries, 63 yards. Cortland Sutton with the big day, 8 catches, 97 yards, 2 touchdowns. Cody Barton, P.J. Locke, Jaquan McMillan, each with 7 total tackles apiece. For the Raiders, the men's stash, 25 of 42, 230, a touchdown, and a pick. Only 16 carries for Vegas for 69 yards. Jacoby Myers had a day, 10 catches, 121 yards. DeCameron Richardson, 8 total tackles. Gardner Minshew actually got knocked out of the game with a shoulder issue, I believe. And it sounds like he is going to be out for the season with the left shoulder injury. So, bummer for the men's stash. I'm always pulling for him. I like the dude. He's a free spirit. I think he's a good guy. I think he's a serviceable quarterback. Looks like either Desmond Ridder or A.J. Cole will now go fourth and be the quarterback. Team stats, the Raiders with the 2 turnovers, which really hurt. With the interception and the lost fumble. Again, neither team could run the football, but I thought the difference in the game were the 2 turnovers that the Broncos capitalized on. Raiders are 2-9, just trying to finish out the season. Broncos 7-5, right in the thick of the wild card. The Packers with the bludgeoning over the 49ers. 49ers just decimated by injuries. They didn't show up to play. Brandon Allen took it on the chin. The 49ers couldn't run the ball. Packers came to play. 49ers didn't. Brandon Allen was 17 of 29, 199, a touchdown and a pick. Ladies and gentlemen, San Francisco ran the ball 16 times for 44 yards. Pathetic. George Kittle, 6 catches, 82 yards and the touch. San Francisco, Isaac Yiadom and Malik Mustafa, each with 9 total tackles apiece. Green Bay, Jordan Love was 13 to 23, 163, 2 touchdowns, but more importantly, no picks. Josh Jacobs with the big day, 26 carries, 106, 3 touchdowns. Romeo Dobbs, 3 catches, 54 yards, and Quay Walker and Javon Bullard with 7 total tackles apiece. All I'm going to say is San Francisco turned it over 3 times, almost 5. Green Bay took care of the ball 0. They were also penalized, San Francisco, 9 times for 77 yards. Green Bay got into the red zone 5 times. They were 5 for 5. San Francisco with the stinker. Packers 8-3 are right now sitting in one of the wild card spots. 49ers 5-6, only a game out of first in the wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. Wild, wild west. 49ers just need to get healthy. Packers just need to stick to the formula with running the ball with Jacobs, taking the pressure off of Love. The Seahawks in the NFC West showdown beat the Cardinals 16-6. Really, that was a fugly game in the weather. Kyler Murray, 24, 37, 285, no touchdowns, a pick. He was sacked 5 times. Again, neither team could run the football. Arizona rushing collectively 14 times for 49 yards. Trey McBride, ladies and gentlemen, had a day, 12 catches, 133 yards receiving. Dadrian Taylor and Emerson, 9 total tackles. Seattle, Geno Smith, 22 of 31, 254, touchdown, a pick. They ran the ball 25 times for 65 yards. Jackson Smith in Jigba, 6 receptions, 77 yards and a touch. Ernest Jones, the 4th, 10 total tackles. Geno Smith was also sacked 5 times. Really, if I'm looking at the team stats overall, all you need to know is Arizona was 3 of 12 on third down, and Seattle was 7 of 14. That's where they won the football game. Both teams 6 and 5 now. A game up on both the Rams and the 49ers. This division will come down to the last day. And then the final game yesterday was the Philadelphia Eagles kicking the shit out of the Rams, 37-20. Game was not that close, to be honest with you. Jalen Hurts was 15 of 22, 179 yards, a touch, more importantly, no picks. Didn't have to do much. Because Saquon Barkley, 26 carries, 255, and 2 touchdowns. Again, I said it for the last 2-3 years with the Eagles. If Nick Sirianni and the coaching staff just stick to the running game, Saquon is a beast. Offensive line blocking well for him. Just stick to that formula, and the Eagles will be just fine, especially with the way their defense is playing. A.J. Brown, 6 catches, 109, a touch. Nakobe Dean, again, leading tackler, 8 total tackles. Matthew Stafford didn't have a bad game, 24 36, 243, 2 touchdowns, no picks, sacked 5 times. Kyron Williams, 16 carries, 72 yards, and a touch. But Los Angeles was outrushed 3-1, basically. Puka Nacua, 9 catches, 117. Christian Rosenboom, 12 total tackles. And again, I mean, if you want to go to the stats, Philadelphia was 9 of 15 on third down. Los Angeles was 0 for 8. Coupled with 256 rush yards or 314 rush yards that Philly had, all she wrote. Rams 5-6, sitting a game back in the West. Eagles now 9-2 with the number 2 seed in the NFC. If anybody's wondering, The Chargers still lead the Baltimore Ravens 7-0. Let's look ahead to Thanksgiving week of football. So let's look ahead to Thursday. 3 games on the slate traditionally. Well, you always used to be 2. Now it's 3. The Bears travel to take on the Lions. Funny things happen in Detroit on Thanksgiving. Detroit's favored by 11. Indoors, Thanksgiving, I just don't see the Bears winning. I think the Lions just have too much balance. I think they're hitting their stride. I think the Bears are going to be look. I think the Bears will be game because it's Thanksgiving, but I think the Lions win this game. I'm going to go Lions 31. I'll push. Lions 31, Bears 20. At 4:30, the Giants take on the Cowboys. Dallas favored by 4. I don't see any way the Giants win. I don't. It's just a mess. Cowboys 33, Giants 17. And then the nightcap, the Finns travel to take on the Packers. Green Bay favored by 3. The AccuWeather for the game is predicting the high to be 27. We all know how the Dolphins play in cold weather. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to call an upset. I think the Dolphins do just enough. I know it's going to be cold. It's not going to be brutal cold like it was in Kansas City. I'm going to call for the upset. I'm going to go Dolphins 28, Packers 24. Then on Friday, which is dumb, at 3 p.m., the Raiders will take on the Chiefs. Raiders are hapless. Chiefs need to get it in gear. Kansas City's favored by 13.5. Patrick Mahomes is calling for more teams to get blown out by the Chiefs. I think this is the game they do it. I think they're going to blow the Raiders out. Chiefs 38, Raiders 10. Then on Sunday, I think regardless of what happens tonight, the Chargers travel to take on the Falcons. Chargers right now are favored by 1.5. I don't like the directions the Falcons are going in. You never know what you're going to get with Kirk Cousins. I'm going to say the Chargers win this one 27-20. Steelers travel to take on the Bengals. AccuWeather is showing a 28-degree high. Cincinnati's favored by 3, so somebody knows something. I'm going to take the Bengals. Bengals 26, Steelers 21. People say that's an upset, but look, Cincinnati's favored, so someone knows something there. At 1 p.m., the 6-5 Cardinals travel to take on the 9-2 Vikings. Minnesota's favored by 3.5. Cardinals on the road again. I think this will be close. I still think the Vikings will win this. I'm going to go Vikings 27, Cardinals 23. At 1 p.m., the Colts travel to take on the Patriots. Indianapolis is favored by 3. AccuWeather is showing a 37-degree high. I trust Drake May more than I do Richardson. I'm going to take the Patriots. Patriots 24, Colts 20. 1 p.m., the Seahawks travel to take on the Jets. Seattle's favored by 2.5. I know Seattle had the big win last week. Jets coming off a bye. What the hell? Jets 27, Seahawks 24. Titans travel to take on the Commanders. Commanders better watch out. Are the Commanders really going to lose 4 in a row? Washington's favorite by 5.5. I think the Commanders will win it close. Commanders 28, Titans 24. Texans travel to take on the Jags. Houston favored by 5. Jags coming off a bye. I don't see it. Texans 30, Jaguars 20. The Rams travel to take on the Saints. Rams favored by 3. Well, if anyone wants to know the weather report, sorry about that. High in Washington on Sunday will be 39. High in Jacksonville, 62. Rams travel to take on the Saints. Rams favored by 3. Saints playing better. Rams really need this one. Rams 24, Saints 20. The Buccaneers travel to take on the Panthers. Tampa Bay favored by 6. High will be 44. They're in Charlotte. Carolina hangs around, but the Buccaneers win. Buccaneers 30, Panthers 20. Eagles travel to take on the Ravens. High of 38. If anybody wants to know, late in the first period, or first quarter, Chargers up on Baltimore 7-0. Eagles travel to take on the Ravens. High of 38. Regardless of what happens today, I don't trust the Ravens secondary because it's putrid. But the Ravens at home, I'll take the upset. Ravens over the Eagles, 24, Eagles 21. Next Sunday night, the 49ers travel to take on the Bills. High of 31, chance of precipitation. Bills coming off the bye, 49ers hurt. Brock Purdy will be ready for this game. You're thinking. This is another upset I'm going to call in the wacky world of football. I'm going to go 49ers 27, Bills 24. Buffalo favored by 6.5. Next Monday night, the Broncos will be hosting the Browns. Denver favored by 5.5. High at kick time will be 48 kickoff. Broncos have something cooking. I think the Browns will be game. I'm going to go Broncos 27, the Browns 20. There you have it. Ladies and gentlemen, again, happy Thanksgiving. I will see you tomorrow. I will see everybody tomorrow on the line of scrimmage to discuss college football and where everything stands. College football committee will come out with their rankings tomorrow. Last weekend of college football as far as the regular season. Then the following week will be all the championship games, and then everything will be set. I am sad. I get depressed when football starts winding down. But again, happy Thanksgiving. Give thanks to your friends and family, everybody that's still around. Also give thanks to the ones that you knew that are no longer with us. Practice compassion, practice empathy, show passion for what you're doing. Hug somebody who needs it. Tell somebody that you love them and that you're thankful that you're in their life and that they're in your life. Just to give thanks all around. Stay safe out there, everybody. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Let me find some good music to play out. How about a little Alice's Restaurant? Happy Thanksgiving.
This song is called Alice's Restaurant. It's about Alice and the restaurant. But Alice's Restaurant is not the name of the restaurant. That's just the name of the song. And that's why I call the song Alice's Restaurant. You can get anything you want at Alice's Restaurant. You can